check something. Yep, sound's going. Excellent. I have that problem this time. Doot. A wild doggo appears. How you doing? Don't know if I can hand in my side quest just yet, but let's see if I can. In here? See if I can find that criminal guy, gang leader. What's his face? Hunger. What do you hunger, doggo? For eggs? Vague reference there, don't mind me. Oh yeah, that's the pharmacy one that I couldn't get to. I might be able to manage it now, though. Oh wait, wanted to... Well, I'll make the decision later about the hacksaw. Now... I want to find... What's his face? Carl Cox, or whatever the hell his name was. I haven't talked to Pippa yet, I should do that also.
How long must I wait, damn it? Leaving me will not...
Now, we'll talk to Pippa now, then we'll give the nurse the stuff she needs so that we can maybe get through some more doors.
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet. My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
Pippa likes her euphemism, she does. I also find it kind of funny that this guy also voices Edward Pierce, and he looks a lot like Edward Pierce. They're almost the same character in some ways.
How would you describe the situation at the Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients. We are running out of everything.
Get a grip.
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever. Even the Black Plague didn't kill everyone.
I wish I could believe you. But what if this epidemic was worse? What if in the end, nobody was spared?
Then we won't have to worry about it anymore, because we'll all be dead.
You must get a hold of yourself, nurse.
Sorry, I'm exhausted. No one has any idea when this epidemic will be over.
Do you need medical help yourself, nurse?
I'm fine, really. I just need to sleep.
Letting everybody.
How long have you been a nurse?
Well, long enough to see that the epidemic is winning. And no matter how qualified you are, don't tell me you'll change that.
I don't want to snap at her, but...
You'd be surprised what dedication can achieve, Nurse Hawkins. In medicine, sometimes we're just a test result away from a miracle.
Sorry, Doctor. I don't want to sound bitter, but I'm just too tired to give a pep talk like Nurse Brannigan.
Well, nobody asked you to give a pep talk.
How is the Pembroke staff coping with the epidemic?
Well, not well. Milton, the ambulance driver, is even more grumpy than usual, especially concerning doctors.
Why is Milton grumpy on a daily basis? Is it just an act?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation, whether he deserved it or not.
No, don't give a shit.
Why does Milton dislike doctors?
I don't know. Just ask him. But be warned, Milton is not the chatty type.
I don't know. Got a lot of stuff out of him.
Pippa, I know you're very close to Milton Hooks.
Yes, Milton Hooks is my man. If you want to report me for that, just feel free, Doctor.
I have no intention of reporting you, Nurse Hawkins. But are you aware of the risks?
The rules say I won't be allowed to work as a nurse anymore. But here at the Pembroke, we break rules all the time.
Is he worth the risk?
Hey, I'm no perfect woman, and Milton is not the finest bloke. But we do our best to get by. That's all any of us can hope for nowadays.
Rules are made to be broken,
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
said the edgelord. Okay, let's see. Check something. Okay, yep, good. Alright. Fiddle fucked around for a while. Here, you can have your stuff.
Finally, you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything of
Been a
value?
day and a half.
Yes, Nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls. When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
Not pressing enough for him to come out of his room and look for me, though. Let's decrease the blood quality of a citizen. Here, have some medicine so I can eat you better. I wonder if it's possible to feed on people without killing them. The game seems to imply that it's not. Take your stuff. No.
I'm alright. Don't waste your time with me.
Alright, Eeyore.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reid. Can I help at all?
No,
Really? Why are you here, then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
Why do people always do that, where they just give you their first name and then they give you their whole name? Why do they repeat their first name twice? It's just bizarre.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't mean to be a burden.
You are not a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude for that.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
Too bad.
I'm sure you realize a doctor and his patient have to communicate, sir. Would it help if I gave you some paper and a pen?
Not really.
I see. Then maybe it's not just your throat that hurts, Mr. Goswick. Perhaps your sore throat is just the consequence of something more hurtful.
Yes, maybe. But I don't want to talk or even write about it now.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Goswick.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
Too bad. Oh well.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
I'm alright. Don't waste your time with me.
Hey, who the hell are you? You've been in here the whole time?
Good evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my
Didn't
son
see you
who
before.
needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid. How can I help your son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reid? I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
What can you tell me about yourself, Mrs. Goswick?
Not much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses. That's all that matters.
Some money there, eh?
Are you really that rich? Most of the patients here are of a more humble origin, if I may say so.
Yes, thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace. I can cover any needed medical expenses.
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs. Goswick?
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
What do you think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived. But we had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reid. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
She liked waving her hand around a lot, didn't she?
Nice sweet girl.
Alright, Pippa.
Reads me like a book.
Get your ass.
Couldn't keep anything from her.
Temptation. Yeah, game, you want me to eat people, I get it. Jeez.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reid.
The shit I hear about you fucking taking bribes.
How would you describe the situation at the Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients. We are running out of everything.
Can't even talk to her about it? Boo.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Let me see. Side quest for it, maybe? Also. Where's Mortimer? There he is. Recovering. Very nice, very nice. Need to learn 3 more things about him now. Yeah, maybe I do need to talk to one of the bosses. But I would have preferred to confront the people directly, rather than just going over their head. Right, Cox, this is the guy I was looking for. I need another fatigue treatment. And maybe I'll talk to Milton. I want to see if I can resolve the bribe-taking thing on the down low, rather than just going straight to the boss. Might not be able to, but I'm gonna at least try. Wait, what the fuck? Didn't know I had... I smashed in? What the fuck's going on with my bedroom here? My office? Whatever you want to call it. I have a feeling I might need... I guess let's get 2. Guess I have a back way in. Doesn't seem very secure, though. You get murdered by vampire hunters in the middle of the night now. Actually, I don't need that. I know where to find milk. Out here, isn't he?
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Betcha. We talked to him about this, but let's see if there's a sub-menu.
What's going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit. Tired of all those corpses piling up. She's as depressed as I am.
Mm-hmm. Alright, no, nothing I can do there.
Why do you have such a mediocre reputation among your colleagues, Milton?
Fuck them. Nobody knows the horrors I've seen since working here. This city was sick long before the epidemic, Dr. Reid.
I know it's a difficult task.
They're all
but
sick.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Is this not the job you are paid to do?
I've seen babies left to die while their brothers were properly fed. Underage girls and boys sold to all manner of perverts.
I'm sorry, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, exactly. We lack words. So excuse me if I don't look on the bright side of life.
Fine with me, sir. Let's try.
I'd like to see your goods.
Let us
Wise
try.
choice, Dr. Reid. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
Got guns and stuff, but I just want to see. Does have something. I can't buy anything right now, but fresh in my memory about what he sells. Okay. Let's talk to Strickland. Where are you? Velma, okay.
Please, Jonathan, come in.
A little dramatic, are we? Oh,
Fascinating.
I knew him well, Horatio.
In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you.
Old.
This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea, but my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
Or a gift from irony.
It may seem strange, but your words have brought me some comfort here.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
Swansea sounds so much cooler.
There is no need to apologize, Edgar. You offered me sanctuary when I had none.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require
I call you
all
Johnny.
your newfound skills.
John.
Please, go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble...
Find out who's blackmailing her and eat the shit out of him. I know, right, doggo? Sexual tension in this room. Let me tell you. Getting hot in here. Species of vampires. Yeah, we know there's subspecies. Morning there. From Dr. Aykroyd. Oh, he's pissed off about Strickland and the Fittick thing. Okay, yeah, we know about that. But we can talk to him about it, apparently. Hold on, I'll go help, but I'm just gonna finish ransacking your office first while you're not looking. Former doctor. Oh, it's that guy. Wait, it says former doctor, but he's still in here. I've seen him on my senses. Well, I haven't reached him yet. I don't know how I get to go talk to him. Well, find out one of these days. Okay. Hello, Milton. How are you?
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough.
And you were just asking to get the flu yourself there, lady. What are you doing?
Now
Stop manhandling the
Get
patients.
some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet lady of mercy.
Good evening, Dr. Reid. It's a pleasure to see you again. You seem surprised.
Oh, it's you.
Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a vampire. The lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time. My name is Lady Ashbury. I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
Yeah, you were right, Doggo. I just didn't realize it was her until she stood up and faced me. I didn't recognize her voice. And I didn't know that she was going to be the benefactor.
So it seems our Dr. Swansea does indeed have a fascination for creatures of our constitution.
Dr. Swansea is a remarkable man. Dedicated, one might say, obstinate? He spent years compiling our bestiary.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
Hey, Rose, welcome. How you doing? And Doggo, let's be honest. Her head was not the back of her body that you were recognizing her by, was it? Hmm? Be honest.
Have any of the patients given you trouble?
These poor souls have so little left to live for. I do my best to ease their pain.
The world would be a better place if it were cared for by women like you.
You make me blush. I am simply a necessary evil.
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the victim of extortion. I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy. I must refuse his most recent demands.
Who would be so foolish as to threaten you? A kindred spirit.
Even if it were the case, and I highly doubt it, a vampire would have asked for something more valuable than money. My suspicions lean toward a patient, or their family.
What are your expectations? Please be precise.
As the newly appointed surgeon of this hospital, you are in an excellent position to ask innocent questions and deftly learn the identity of my blackmailer.
I'm not going to ask her this question, why not solve this yourself, because the answer is obvious. She's trying to be discreet about it and have it not be her seen investigating it. Give herself away.
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
Is it true?
Now aren't you the blunt one?
I am.
Excuse my impertinence, your ladyship. This is not an interrogation. I assure you that this line of questioning is in your best interest.
In all honesty, I'm not simply a patron to the hospital. My visits serve a dual purpose. Dr. Swansea has been treating my condition with a revolutionary technique of blood transfusion. It seems you are a specialist in the domain.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is in your hands, Dr. Reid. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test. When this is resolved, I'll be your obligé. I'll answer all questions in regards of your condition.
Well, I guess it's time to level up my powers of persuasion then. Although the game hasn't let me do that yet so far. I don't know how that happened. Okay. Talk to some people. We've got to go out and do this side quest at some point. Alright, Harriet. Where are you, love?
Simpletons, these nurses. Bred with no respect.
Oh, you're a cranky one, aren't you? Of course, you're the kind of person who hears about everything. Nosy bitch.
What is this? Who are you? Get out of my room.
There's no need for alarm, madam. I'm Dr. Reid, the new surgeon.
Preposterous. Dr. Reid, you say? I don't want some bumbling intern. Where's Dr. Swansea?
Please, calm down, madam. I assure you that I am highly qualified. I'm just back from war duty.
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman. You know how long I've been a patient here? You've picked the wrong fight. I'm Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones? Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other patient, I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on. Was there a case of blackmail?
Blackmail? Wait. You're investigating something. This isn't a social call. One of those incompetent cunts slit a poor sod's vein.
If I didn't know better, Miss Jones, I'd be inclined to say you enjoy this type of idle gossip.
God's honest truth, Doctor. It's just the way it is here. Most of these bitches would let you freeze to death before getting you a blanket.
I'm not going to ask her this, because that's just dumb.
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error.
Debauchery, then? Nurses Crane, Hawkins, Brannigans, whores, all of them. They
Oh.
can't keep their legs shut.
Damn.
Oh, I've seen them scratching slutty sores.
Really?
You're just jealous
if you
they're having more
have
fun than you.
irrefutable proof. I'll not have the staff behaving in such a manner here.
This is your business, Doctor, not mine. But I swear one of the nurses is cavorting with some man on hospital hours.
Thank you for your time, Miss Jones. You've given me something to go on. See you on the next round.
Okay.
The patients and staff might know something. I'll start my investigation with them.
Let's start with Pippa. She has been pretty forthcoming so far. If I can stop going the wrong way constantly. Over here. Strickland, I don't need to talk to him. Who's this? Harvey Fittig, I haven't talked to him yet. Well, he's the guy who's at risk of losing an arm, right? If we get to. I was down here before. There you are.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reid.
What can you tell me about the strange man visiting one of the nurses during her shift?
Let me guess. You spoke with that old shrew, Harriet Jones. Do not pay attention to her, Doctor. She's full of fanciful tales.
She could have been telling the truth about the mysterious man.
That old witch will end up in hell soon enough.
Damn.
Who cares if a nurse finds some happiness where she can?
I mean, I agree, but... Okay, let's just... I don't agree with this, but I'm gonna say it anyway.
No matter how you feel about her, Miss Jones deserves our help.
Who says I don't care for her? Hate is what keeps that old crone alive.
Alright, just a second here, guys.